I miss my mother sometimes. 20 years ago, once in a great while, my parents would come to the US and we would go on vacation together, sometimes to Florida. And everybody still wanted to communicate with one another. But since the internet, uh, things have changed, you know. Um, I think a lot of people are not as close as they used to be with friends and family. And I am definitely not the only one that noticed the difference. I also noticed that we have many more people who are so conditioned um, that they actually have no more feelings. It's very strange. As most people nowadays just have absolutely no emotions for anyone or anything. And if they show emotions, it's usually just a front. Uh, you know, the proper um, way people communicate with each other on a day-to-day basis. But in all, I see that many people are just not communicating um, the way they used to, like 20 years ago, when people got together and communicate together and just sit around and talk about things. That doesn't, it rarely happens nowadays. It's really, it's sad, you know. It's sad, especially for the empaths, especially for the people who are highly sensitive. Um, we, for instance, me, I don't feel like this is the same earth that I was born into. I think it has turned into a nightmare. And when I hear people say, "Why don't you just move on, Jennifer? Why don't you just ignore it?" You know, um, that's like a couple that has a child and knows there's some kind of abuse, but they don't want to talk about it. You know, they just keep on putting it under the rug, like it never happened. And that's the same way society right now is behaving. It's like they're so sensitive or oversensitized that they don't have the same amount of feelings and constructive communications as we used to, and and that's really sad. And for when I see young kids nowadays, like 10, 11 years old, I search for the innocence, and the innocence disappears earlier and earlier in children, and it's supposed to be something sacred. You know, the wonders and hours of nature, and when you see children who are untouched by everyday little magical moments, and then you know there's something wrong. And I hope we get back to the times where people appreciated um, quality time.